America, a land where the sun rises and sets every day, just as any other nation. What makes America special? What makes America unique? Well, we champion ideas of liberty and freedom, whether that be expressed through a statue or by a living and breathing document written by our founding fathers. From Jefferson's agrarian utopia to Hamilton's industrial America, we make these decisions through the institution of voting. Unfortunately, unless you live in any of these states, in the general election, due to the Electoral College, your vote does not count. Here, in Atlanta, Georgia, if you're a Democrat,
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
everybody else is a Republican, and the Electoral College gives every vote, even yours, to the people like this.
There are 47% of the people who will vote for the president no matter what. All right, there are 47% who are with him, who are dependent upon government, who believe that they are victims, who believe that government has a responsibility to care for them, who believe that they're entitled to health care, to food, to housing, to you name it. That it's an entitlement, and the government should give it to them. And they will vote for this president no matter what.
You may be wondering what the Electoral College is and why we still have it. The only reason we do still have it is because the only thing that can get rid of it is a constitutional amendment, which requires massive political capital. Imagine a cup of water, which holds the resources of water for the entire state. And let's assume that you had several groups fighting for that water. And every person in the state had aligned with a group and put their cup of water inside of this cup of water. And whichever group put in the most water into that cup would get the entire cup of water. Which means that if 40 million people put their cups of water inside that massive cup of water, but only one more person created the majority necessary to win that entire cup of water, essentially 19,999,999 people lose all of their water and give it to the other side entirely. The system really is not fair, and this happens in every single state. Doesn't matter which one, unless it splits its electoral votes. The craziest thing about this system is people like this guy, this elector who in the Electoral College decided to put his vote for John Ewards, who was a vice presidential candidate for John Kerry, and he misspelled his name. And he completely threw away an Electoral College vote of probably millions of people who will not have their voice heard in the presidential election because of the system. The Electoral College is a large mass of people who essentially cast their votes for the president, and they just look at your recommendation, your vote, and consider it. Quite often these people are failed politicians, but fortunately most states require they vote in favor of the majority of the state, but that still fails to address the problems of first past the post voting. The Electoral College was created under the noblest intentions of Alexander Hamilton, in hopes that it would create more responsibility in who we chose as our leaders. The Electoral College was meant to create voting by proxy, through which we could prevent the election of extremist hardliners as president, which at the time was rather important considering we had quite extremist views. But now the system is old and our politics are more moderate than they were at that time, so we don't really need it as much. Only you can save democracy and improve the conditions through which we choose our leaders. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.